Zambia Blog Talk Radio.
Do you want to promote your business on Zambia Blog Talk Radio? Yes, that's right. Live on Zambia Blog Talk Radio. To book your spot, just make a donation by picking from the following categories. To get started, just call or WhatsApp the number on the screen and you'll be good to go. Live on Zambia Blog Talk Radio every Saturday for 1 full month. And it will stay on the recorded shows.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. It's Saturday, January 21st, and we're so glad that you decided to tune in and to hang out with us today. Tell a friend, is that the language? Tag a friend and let everybody know that ZBTR TV is live, and we've got an exciting show for you today. We are going to be talking about youth empowerment with an amazing lady, and she'll be joining us shortly. So we are on Facebook, Zambia Blog Talk Radio. Please like our page, and our YouTube handle is ZBTR TV. For you not to miss a single episode, please make sure that you subscribe and click the notification button so that when we go live, you will be notified. All right, let's get started for today. We're speaking youth empowerment, and my guest today is Mrs. Febby Kaira. In my neighborhood, I like it when I have people from my neighborhood, then we get to talk about stuff. Febby is also a life coach. Febby, good morning. Sorry, I had to get you out of bed early.
Good morning, Pastor Nathan. Thank you so much for having me. This was indeed pretty early. As you know, Saturdays, I try to sleep in. I have a pretty hectic week, but I'm here. Very thankful to be here. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing good. I'm used to the routine of, I always tell people that some of us lost sleeping in on Saturday. This is our life, okay? So 15, 16 years now, it's normal. So Febby, to start with, you are also a life coach, right?
Yes, indeed. I am a life coach.
What does a life coach do? What does that mean?
Yes. So as a life coach, I mainly focus on helping young leaders and professionals cultivate their confidence and determination. And that way they can not be so discouraged within their purpose. Whether that purpose it is professionally, we all need that encouragement and empowerment, a little push so we can be confident in what we do.
All right. So how does somebody what's the word, like solicit for your services or your help or your expertise? What does somebody need to do?
Yes, I would love to help as many people as I can, especially for young leaders and youth. You can always find me at FebbyKaira.com to learn more or to set up a one-on-one or to register for any accommodative one-on-ones that you would desire. So FebbyKaira.com. I am also on Facebook, LinkedIn as Febby Kaira.
All right, excellent. So there you go. You can find Miss Febby there, and she'll get you started on whatever stuff that you need a boost on or encouragement in. Okay, our topic today is youth empowerment. And before we get into the details of the youth empowerment aspect, you're coming under the auspices of a foundation that you started called Daliso Foundation. Tell us about Daliso Foundation and what prompted its formation.
Yes, so Daliso means blessing. That's in Chewa. I'm originally from Zambia. Why don't we name that Daliso?
Mm.
But the major basis of Daliso is based on I being a student. So I was an international student at one point,
Okay.
coming from Zambia and America for the first time as an international student. It was indeed a challenging but yet rewarding experience. My education was highly invested by people that you would never have thought of. We would call that a blessing.
Mm.
Daliso was not something that I had in mind. It is a heavy crown that kept on pushing and pushing its way until I couldn't say no more. So it was that frustration, like I can't keep thinking about this. So like where we come from, we are not as highly privileged in opportunities. So
Mm.
the best thing that Daliso could have offered was to start with education. And to start with education, you do need to make promises. So promises come in terms of material things. So material things would mean pencils, books, backpacks. So having a child be equipped with school materials.
Yes.
And that was the birth of Daliso. It has been a major rewarding experience. Daliso has saved 2,400 students with brand new school
Wow.
in addition to backpacks. But this year, we are 10 years old. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Uh, yeah,
Congratulations. 10.
yes, 10 years from from humble beginnings to like, it really thrived because the people believed in the cause. And yeah, we moved from asking from one person to the next to a corporate level. Like, here are the school supplies, we will pay for the shipping, take care of it. So that's a major blessing.
Yes, it is indeed. Congratulations on the 10 years. You are best, I mean, here in Dallas, Texas, and the need or the school supplies that you mobilize are meant for a school or schools in Zambia, right? Is it a particular school or different schools?
So the need is different schools. It is in the eastern province of Zambia. I'm from
Mhm.
Chipata. The reason why we started with the eastern province was because that is where we had transportation. As you
Okay.
may know, that it can be challenging when we ship things and then they have to be transferred from the capital city to local villages. These are local villages, rural areas. So to find a trusted person and to find that legit transportation to make sure that the school supplies were delivered, we began in Chipata because that's where
Mm.
I have connections. So when the
Okay.
staff arrive in Lusaka, they're taken to Chipata and then they're delivered in the villages. We have sponsored about 6 schools
All right.
in
Wow.
6 years. I'm
You,
at 10
yeah.
years.
Now, to that point of the schools being in Chipata, Febby, and you are here, how is the mobilization of the school supplies done? How is it done? I would like the people watching to get a picture of the process of how it works from you mobilizing the school supplies until they reach their final destination.
Awesome. So the common ground has been trust and legit people. We have an awesome team in Zambia, mainly in Chipata. We have
Mm-hmm.
an awesome team when the things are packed. So we use Amazon. We collect in America and then we pack them and then ship them. They go to Lusaka. Then Amazon helps with transportation. So you pay for transportation from Lusaka to any local areas where you want your stuff to be delivered. So they're delivered to Chipata. In
Mm.
Chipata, the team collects the items and then we have a certain day to distribute. So we call it our distribution ceremony.
Okay.
So that distribution ceremony can be on a Tuesday or Wednesday during the school term. So the school semester, they set up and arrange with leaders of a school, and then also the parents. They do help out. Then the supplies are transferred to the local villages. So you see, like the backpacks right there.
Mm-hmm.
That is a distribution ceremony. Then each individual, so each student, they receive the school supplies, and we focus on first grade up until the supplies run out, because we want those first graders to be highly motivated to go to school. That's the idea. Is that a true smooth transition? Not at all. It is not a smooth transition, but it
I cannot
takes,
imagine.
yeah, but it takes a team to come together and make that happen. As you can see, one student is looking on the other side, the other one is looking on the other side. It's like, hey, we're here, focus. But yeah.
The population of the schools right now, Febby, with a new Dawn government, has probably increased with the free education aspect of things. And I'm told the classrooms are overcrowded, which means the what you call it, the numbers at the schools have grown high. On average, how many backpacks and supply? Let's use because whatever you collect, whatever items you collect, you put them in backpacks, right? So
Correct.
on average, we should have checked this out. I don't know the average population at a primary school in Zambia or in Chipata in particular. So my question is, on average, how many backpacks do you collect?
Awesome. So we mainly focus on shipping 2 wardrobe boxes. The 1 wardrobe box would cover about 150 backpacks. So you can squeeze in 140 or 50, but at the most, we ship 300 backpacks that are filled with school supplies in there. However, you can squeeze in within the box, you can put in loose, not covered books or pencils, erasers, sharpeners, small school supplies. We focus on school supplies because they are less expensive. It was a major interesting vision for people to come into. So we focus on that because it will promote education. Like when we sent the school supplies in November, I got a report that the school was over flooded with students because now they have seen that, okay, I'm going to be given these school supplies and there is free education. Yes, the teachers are overwhelmed. How can the community help? The community can help by donating. So that way we can cover for those other students who will not receive the backpack when we are distributing. So donate at dalisofoundation.org.
No, right? Because you see, that's the reason I asked that question, Febby, because I mean, I know the 300 backpacks that you will send, and you take them to a school with a population of 700, 1,000 kids. Those are not accurate figures. I'm just throwing them out there. So you have a good strategy of starting with the first graders, and I'm sure that that helps a lot, especially with the families that are joining in. I mean, having their kids just having to start with their first day in school. In your 10 years of existence, 10 years, that's a big deal. You know that 10 years is a lot. I remember when this show reached 10 years, my friend and I looked at each other and we're like, 10 years has already happened. So in your 10 years of existence, I observed from your website that Daliso has branched out into different organs or branches of engaging the community. Tell us about these other areas of your work.
Yeah, so 10 years, it is a big deal. It's a milestone we are to celebrate. However, it was not only done by Febby. It takes a village. It takes family sacrifices. My husband is very involved. So I am very thankful. And my children, when we're packing school supplies, they are involved. And the team in Zambia, the team here in the US. So it's not only Febby. The passion and the compassion has led to the 10 years. So So when we started with Daliso school support, mainly focusing on the school supplies. That is what people know of Daliso Foundation. But with the school support, we had to involve the community. So that's when we have the Daliso community development. The community is what is going to carry Daliso.
Yes.
And then from community development, we have Daliso Leadership Varsity. That is mainly why we're here today.
Yes.
Daliso Leadership Varsity focuses on youth empowerment. The goal was always youth empowerment. However, you cannot empower anyone without having some sort of validation. I can talk to you all day, Pastor Nathan, how wonderful you are. Life is so easy. You are going to succeed. And you see me here like, Febby, you live in America. How am I going to succeed here in Chipata? You know? So you had to give them those school supplies. But now, 10 years later, we have to get to that goal of Daliso Leadership Varsity, focusing on youth empowerment. Within Daliso Leadership Varsity, we have the Daliso Mentorship for Girls. This program specifically focuses on girls because they are some things that we want to cover within our girls' empowerment that we cannot do with the boys. So with Daliso Leadership Varsity there, you will see Daliso Girls Mentorship. It focuses on girls ages 10 to 17. And then Daliso Leadership Varsity is for everyone. So if a girl is a part of the program, automatically they are in Daliso Leadership Varsity. This empowers the youth to know of their worth, and we are here to support them because I am a youth and I was a very active youth at one point. There was somebody who invested in me for people to know of Daliso Foundation today. And therefore, we have to carry that and give it to our next generation. And it's going to take a whole village. That's where the Daliso Leadership Varsity comes from.
Okay.
So all of those programs build Daliso Foundation.
Excellent. So how is this done? Is this going on in person? Remember, we're just coming out of a COVID situation. So in that aside as well, is this happening in person? Are the programs online? And let's go into the nitty-gritty details of what type of programs what sort of things is Daliso Leadership Varsity doing? Because I believe we shall eventually inform everybody what is coming up in Dallas, where we're going to need the involvement and the participation of their parents. One of the things that Daliso Leadership Varsity is up to and is going to bring up. So what sort of programs does Daliso Leadership Varsity work on, provide?
Yes, so the structure of Daliso Leadership Varsity. The platform is going to be virtual and also in person. So when we talk about in person, it is mainly focusing here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area because that is where we are. The virtual programs, it is online. So we want to have that atmosphere for people who are not even in Dallas. However, they may be in diaspora or they're international. They will have access to the platform. What we are really focusing on is to empower our youth ages 12 to 17. We want to cultivate the nature of their culture, make them feel comfortable to learn of their American side of the culture and also of the Zambian side of a culture. This is a different generation. We want to be in their space as they are and then learn and cultivate from there. Education is not going to be typical. It has to be fun. So we're planning in-person activities such as going to an arcade. Our youth love video games. We need to support and take the time to learn on what they are doing. So if it includes fun, bowling, arcades, or playing other games, then we need to be there and support. But at the same time, after they have fun, we need to educate based on the need. Where does the need come from? It may come from parents like, this is what we have acknowledged. Can
Mm.
we address this challenge, or can we address this opportunity? We are a team. We work with the parents. We want to address leadership and mentorship. Let's do that because we are partnering with the schools. So those
Mhm.
are the teachers. We are partnering with the schools and the household, and the child is always in the middle. We want to do that. We're going to talk about cleanliness, hygiene, respect. Let's address those things. Sometimes when a youth listens to it on the other side, it makes total sense than hearing it the same thing every day in the household.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about major things like that. But above all, we want our children to learn of our culture, Zambian culture, African culture, American culture, and let's meet them there, have fun, and know that we are, like we, the parents, we, the community, support our children. One
Mm.
thing that elevated this empowerment was during our independence. So here in Dallas, during our independence function, when we had a community event, I intended on talking to one child. One
Yeah.
child. I was talking to one child, and we created a freestyle studio in the park. And I'm taking a video to learn of what they do and their journey to America. They're from Zambia. They just transitioned coming to America. So I wanted to hear of their story. And the other kids were watching. Little
Yeah.
did I know they were paying attention and saying, I also want. Can I also talk about something? Can I also talk about something? So you have to ask the parents for permission. That way they can be recorded. And the parents were like, yeah, please do it. So what I observed was the children were very interested in learning of our culture. Some of them did not know much about Zambia. We were educating on the point. I mean, on the scene.
On the scene,
They,
yeah. Mm.
we were educating on the scene. They did not know. But that just empowered me and said, our children, they want to get together. They want to know each other. And we only meet when the adults meet. Why not accommodate something for the children, something for them?
Specifically for them.
Yes,
Mm.
specifically for them. And then the parents support. The parents support, whether it is financially or moral support, they're there. And then another thing, you
Mm.
were there, you
Mm.
witnessed it when we had the event, when we had a fundraising event, we had our youths there. And one of the major points they said was, we want our parents to support us. Like, I was so happy to come here and dress up and meet my friends. It felt so good to dress up.
Mm.
Those are little things like, why don't we have, yeah, there. The children, they love to wear some little heels and to dress up. They love that. Why don't we create the atmosphere for them? We should not just do this in a church or when they have prom at school. Why not create something like, this is of your culture? We want you to be comfortable. We want you to learn of your community so that when you go to school, you can also educate those that you see.
Yes.
That's the nature of a youth empowerment. So, yes, both virtual and
In
in
person.
person with the support of their parents. It's a team effort.
Yeah, you see, Febby, I like the point of you emphasizing the support of the parents because if I'm going to communicate anything to my children, I need to be engaged with my kids, right? So, what do you think? Where does the challenge lie? You are a parent yourself. Where does the challenge lie? Let's talk about our personal experiences here, where I know probably we work too much. The schedules are difficult. And so where do we strike the balance? And what do you think the challenge is? Before we zero in what is upcoming for the kids in Dallas, Texas, and we're going to need everybody's support.
Yes, Pastor Nathan. Major challenges include time. So it is the challenge of it's the timing. And we understand, we have personal investments for the household and the child themselves. They're involved in athletics and other social activities, so that can be a challenge.
Mm,
However, with this intended youth empowerment, we will need to accommodate. So here is a breakdown. If we are going to do in-person activities, that is only 6 months. It is 6 activities. So there is the breakdown. If it is virtual, so that's once a month. Virtual,
mhm.
it is once a month, same time, same day. So Saturday, specified day, it's the
Yes.
last Saturday of a month, specified, and then based on the common ground of the time from the parents to accommodate, that is the time. Only once a month. So that means we can also plan ahead on other activities, including travel, school things, and other things, you know. But this will involve someone to take the time and get involved, like to have the passion for it. We're going to do
Mm.
community service. We cannot do community service in a virtual setting. We have to
No, we
do
can't.
community service in person because we want them to build the skill. Like, how do I transfer these food items? How do I pack the school supplies in the box? So when they see a picture that is received in Zambia with a child, they're like, I packed that bag. I
Hmm.
remember packing that bag. So it adds value to them. And when we talk about community service, our kids are growing so fast. Pastor Nathan, I have a 13-year-old. When you look at him today, he looks like he's 16. So very soon he is going to be in college. And the
Mm,
community service
mm.
hours, we are going to need those community service hours because community service is always attractive. Whether we
Yes.
are going to a university or whether we are going to a local college or whether we are going to apply for a new job, an internship, it's a way of being a leader and serving your community.
Mm.
So we need to make the time.
Yes, we need to. So we have something coming up for the kids in the DFW Metroplex. Let's talk about that. What are we working on? When I say we, because I'm part of it,
You are part
I'm,
of it.
I'm
You have no.
supporting this 110%. And I'm giving myself to this. We need to get the kids together. Before you respond to this, Febby, everybody watching, Febby and I had a conversation and we're just reflecting on our personal lives, my life and her life. And I realized that I got to where I am because people took an interest in my giftings and just in my life. They took the time, okay? And they invested in me. This is what Febby is talking about, time. And in our situation, we can't take these kids to where we are taking them because it requires financial input. So we are determined to do this, and we know our parents are excited. The few that we have spoken to already, we're still on that. We're still on that, working on speaking to our parents and just trying to make them see that this time, this is what I like about this, Febby, what you said when you engage the kids at the independence celebration. So listen to this, everybody. We're going to flip the coin this time. This event, the kids are always with us at the adult events. And that's where Febby captured the kids when she did what she did. So this time, the kids, we're going to do this event for the kids, and the parents are going to support by bringing them to the event. All right, let's talk about this, Febby. What is coming up and what do we need to do? What does Pastor Nathan need to do to get this thing going?
So,
I'm not
Pastor
going to talk
Nathan,
about somebody else. I'm going to talk about me. What does this person need to do to make this happen?
thank you very much, Pastor Nathan, for for believing in this cause. Yeah, so that is a part of the community. You are the community coming to invest in the children,
Mm,
the type of support. So we understand you have to run errands. That is fine. drop the child there. It's only a couple of hours. You drop the child there, and we are here. We always work as Ubuntu. We support each other. You know the nature of how we live. Drop the children there. Just share if there are any medical things that we need to know of, and your child is in a safe space. I will mention that when your child is in person with the program, their cell phone will be taken. I will keep their cell phone. So if you need to contact, please contact us, because we want to have that full focus. How you can support financially, because these activities, we all know that they're not free. They will cost something. And I will tell you right now, if we were to have 15 children, which that is an easy number to have, those children, they do like snacks, they do like drinks, and they appreciate to eat, and they appreciate to play. It is going to cost a minimum of $1,000. So that is a cost right there. $1,000. But what you would have to do, Pastor Nathan, is you will have to bring your youth with you, or two. And I'm pretty sure you're providing transportation. So if you have a neighbor, then you pick up the other kids, 2 or 3, with you, so they come with you. And then when we are there, we are going to play. We're going to have fun. When we have fun, we already have an arranged room for us. Somewhere we have our team meetings as organizations, as corporates. We are going to have a team meeting with our youths. They ask their questions, and then we learn, because that is how they will be engaged. So when we meet on a virtual platform, they will remember. Oh, I remember Pastor Nathan when we went to men event. Oh, I remember. See, those are easy things to remember, because there was an event there and it was for them. Does that answer the question?
Yes, it does. So there is an in-person event that the Daliso Foundation is working on for the kids in the DFW Metroplex. And what age group are we looking at, Febby? And we have a date, do we? Right? We do have a date, a preliminary date we are working with, right?
We do have a preliminary date that we are working on. We want to target before spring break. So before spring break, because we want the kids going to spring break already knowing that, you know what, we had some fun, and then they're going to have more fun with their families. So we're looking at end of February or beginning of March.
Okay.
So that would be an accommodation there. It will be here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I know that your children are going to have so much fun, and your support is really, really needed. And you can reach out to me. We will provide, this is an email. So it's an email address. You can reach out through this email, or you can Zelle your donation on here. The age, for the most part, if you are going to leave your child there, the child needs to be at least 10 years of age and above.
10 and above,
of course,
right?
they won't be there. Yeah, 10 and above. But we know that some other 10-year-olds, they look, when I had a 10-year-old, they didn't look like a 10-year-old. They were like 11 or 12. So, we don't want to really limit on there. If the child is independent to use the restroom by themselves or to take care of themselves in their capacity, we don't want to put a cap, but 10 and above. It is youth empowerment. So really, the cap is like 21 and below.
Okay. 21 and below, 10 and 21 and below. That's what we're looking at. Sometime end of February or first week of March. The idea is to get the kids together for them to have an exciting moment, a learning moment, encouraging moment. We have
another point, Pastor Nathan.
Yes,
so,
go ahead.
Like the in-person activities. So with that age group, the in-person activities, it will help all of us to know, like, you know what, a 14-year-old should not be doing this. Like, let's focus these activities with a 16-year-old to 21. Like, though that's the age group that is actually like working. Like, they have an internship, like the 16 21, they have an internship, they have a part-time job, they're going to college, or they're doing something. Like, can we focus on cultivating another skill? But one of the major things that we want to cultivate is public speaking and communication, because my son can speak very well, but he's shy. We need to cultivate that confidence, so that's a picture of Mongo. Mongo is one of a few that is very confident, and she will speak, and she's very articulate. We want a lot of them like her. We want a lot of boys and girls. That way, when they have that opportunity, we train them to be athletes. One day they will have to sit through a press conference. We want them to be able to relay their message with clarity. We want to work on that. They can speak, but they are very shy because we are not really investing that much time. Well, when they are among their friends, that is the time to practice that.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we're looking forward to this exciting moment, and to our community. If you've got kids between 10 and 21, please get in touch with Miss Febby on that email. And most of us in the community, we know each other. You can even get in touch with me. I'm supporting this. I'm encouraging this. That's the reason we're having this conversation.
And we need more of you.
Yes, so
please,
we need more of the
parents.
Run
up your troops, your friends.
You know me, I'm on it already. I'm on it. I've got people already excited about this, and they're like, wait. So the budget is not too much. We just like when we do the independence thing, we have to mobilize food, we have to mobilize drinks, we have to mobilize the venue, and our president and his team, they always do that. So this time we're just flipping the coin.
And no alcohol. That's the best part. So it doesn't have to cost much.
Of course.
It doesn't have to cost much because
no, it's not costing much. So this $1,000 that we're trying to put together and mobilize is, break it down, Miss Febby, so that everybody understands.
Yes. So $1,000. So Pastor Nathan, if you gather 5 friends of yours with $1,000, that is $200 a piece. If we gather 10 families, and even if your child is not 10 years, if you would like to come, please come. They may have an experience with a mom or a dad. It's a time to connect. If we have 10 families, that's $100. You do it for the youth in the community. 10 people. Or if we are moving to 20, that is $20. So if we give $20, and for Daliso Foundation, that will be more than $20, of course. We are already covering. But if there is one who says, I really want to empower our youth, Daliso, here is $1,000. Do it for the community. Please. We have organizations within the community that can sponsor this. It's not only one event. This is 6 events, 6 major events during the year.
Okay. Yeah, that can be done. It can be done. And I know the people watching are excited about this. Let's just look at some comments from Princess here. She says, good morning, Pastor Nathan. Good morning. And Sister Febby, proud of you, Febby Kaira, very proud of you. So, and then from our president, he says, great work from the Kairas. Daliso Foundation has been a great organization that has supported many kids in Zambia. Keep up the great work. So we can do a lot out there, but now we realize and say, hey, you can stretch out your hand across the Atlantic Ocean, and yet there's also a great need just under your nose. Okay, so that's the purpose of this. So Ms. Febby, we're looking forward to this, and if people, that's the Zelle information there. Those of you that would like to contribute, like she said, if we have 10 people, can give $200, or 10 people, $200, 20 who can give $50. That will just clear it off. And we want to, it's going to be exciting. And if you want to see more details of the work and what is coming up, that's the what do you call it? That's
The website.
the website.
That is the website. I do want to take the time to thank the community. Our community has been gracious towards the Liso Foundation. The mission for the Liso Foundation is to promote a better lifestyle for children, their families, and the community, with emphasis on education and community development. Community development also includes youth empowerment. We do so much for our people back home. So like when we come to America, the need like in our mind is like, I need to help out back home. We do a great job. 10 years now, we are providing school supplies back home because the school supplies need was not here in the US. We are on the ground. Our children are growing. We have 13, 14, 16. We've sent kids to college. This time, let's cultivate that on the ground. If it
That's
is
right.
virtual, you are going to have virtual access, whether it is Zoom or any accommodated platform here in the US internationally. Can you imagine? Like this thought, I know people say, oh, you're so crazy. Like our parents are grown. Our president, he won't be as a youth anymore. But if he were to visit the United States here in Dallas, I'm pretty sure the main focus is going to be like, we want to see what your youth are doing here. Because I
Yes.
know that he is invested in youth empowerment. What are we going to do when we are prepared? I know that individual households, we are always focusing on our children, but when we talk about community development, when we talk about cultivating our next generation, if we have those major people asking, we want to meet the youth in the community, let's see what they're doing. Can you imagine if we were already established, if we already have our pinpointed youth to be able to speak and represent us? We are getting ready. That's what we're trying to do. This is a vision, but a vision needs to be carried by other people.
That's true.
It doesn't have to be like a massive, but we need people who are very committed. So with your continued support, we greatly appreciate you, and we hope that you do come through for this like we always do.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, that's our show for today, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Febby Kaira, she's the founder of Daliso Foundation. And we are looking forward to these exciting moments in our community in the Dallas metro. You can do it in your community too, in New York, in Atlanta, in California. And let's get our youths
And
engaged.
let's connect virtually. Let's connect
Yes.
virtually.
I think
If
let's
you're
do
doing
this on
something
a
else,
nationwide. We are not going to
yes,
restrict it to Dallas. We'll do it nationwide so that you guys can engage with your community. The kids, remember, we're flipping the coin. Instead of the kids coming with us to the independence celebration, we are taking the kids to the event which is for them. Wow, how about that? A big amen from the congregation.
amen. That is exciting.
Excellent. All right, that's the Zelle donation email there. Those of us who we need to support this, it's only $1,000 for the budget for the event of that day, end of February, beginning of March. And when it is done, we shall come back and share some exciting news here with Miss Febby as we go along. Febby, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Pastor Nathan. You do such amazing work. Please continue. I know it's not easy, but you are in the routine every day. We appreciate you on behalf of all those people who look up to you. I do say thank you because you do an amazing job. And thank you for being a leader and paving the way for most of us. So thank you so much. Keep it up.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much from the bottom of my heart. And we shall keep doing this and pushing and pushing and pushing. All right, everybody, catch us. Oh, by the way, catch me tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be Febby. These ladies at the Insaka Talk Show have put me in a hot seat.
You would do your best. You would do your best.
They
They are
put me in the
amazing
hot
ladies.
seat. Yes, they are. We'll be talking about keeping the fire burning in relationships, you know. That's some of the things.
You are a great example.
Thank you.
You are a
Thank
great
you.
example.
Have a wonderful day, everybody. We shall see you next weekend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Zambia Blog Talk Radio.